I'm super excited. Can you guys believe it? Your favorite girl is gonna be married! But for real, does anyone have any idea what's going on with these abscesses? Like, I know I'm not supposed to be revealing this, but I really can't wait. We're pregnant! Is this a possible side effect? Simon just keeps saying I'm overreacting, but I feel like this isn't normal. Am I right? Anyway, gotta hop off for now. If you guys have any ideas, let me know in the comments. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Bye!
The decomposition had gone worse. She was beginning to fear for her life. But Simon just kept telling her she'd feel better when he was there. It didn't make sense to her how or why that would make a difference, but his certainty and lack of concern was somehow reassuring. She looked in the mirror. It had been 3 days since she had last seen Simon, and already the skin around her ribcage had receded away to partially expose her beating heart. Welcome back. Today I bring you SCP-4168, Decomposing Love.
I'm not seeing anything.
Look closer. There. Did you see that? I could have sworn I saw a hole in her arm.
Seriously? I don't see a darn thing. Are you sure you're reading the case file right?
That's pretty smug. And a little insulting. Look, it says right here, decomposition is only visible in the physical presence of the subject.
Uh-huh.
Shut it. Chen and Kloss walked into the hospital room. The woman laid in the bed. As they approached, they had a closer look at her injuries.
Good afternoon. My name is Dr. Kloss, and this is Agent Chen.
Agent? I get a doctor being here, but what's an agent?
We're not from the hospital. We represent a different organization. An organization that specializes in cases like yours.
Oh, okay. Well, I hate to say you've wasted your time, but I'm feeling much better.
This is better? I can see your ribs.
You should have been here yesterday then. You could have held my heart.
So, you mean to say you're healing?
Since Simon came back, just like you said.
And Simon is?
My fiancé and my YouTube partner. Have you seen our channel? It's called the Sweet Cheeks Duo.
Yeah, no. We haven't got time for YouTube.
Well, you should. You could be quite popular there, Agent Chen. You have that look, you know?
Well, now that you mention it, I have been told that I have a face for TV.
Who told you that?
Someone.
Who?
Why do you care? As they continued talking, Simon walked into the room.
There he is! That's my bae!
Hey babe, who are these guys?
Dunno, really. They're from some company that deals with weird conditions like mine.
Simon looked at Kloss and then to Chen, his eyes focusing on the weapon at his hip. He threw the coffee at Chen and sprinted out the room. For crying out, I just had this cleaned. Chen put his hand to his ear. Kripke, we got a runner. Seal off the entrances and exits. I'm in pursuit. Chen walked out the door and into the hallway.
Sir, we've got men stationed on all the exits. So far, nothing.
Just keep your eyes peeled. I'm heading down the emergency stairs. Chen pushed the door open and peered down the walkway. A few flights below him, Simon stopped and raised his head to look up, his eyes wide in shock. Just stop. I don't want to chase you and I'm all sticky already. Simon turned his head back and continued running down the winding staircase. With a sigh, Chen pulled out a small gun from within his vest. He carefully took aim, waiting for the sights to line up. The shot rung out silent, the dart hitting Simon in the neck. He looked up, stunned. He wobbled and collapsed. The door adjacent to him burst open. It was Kripke. He looked up at Chen.
Nice shot!
You know it. Cuff him and wait outside. Chen made his way back to the hospital room, but by the time he arrived, only Kloss was left, sitting in a chair.
What happened?
Got him. He's in the van. The girl?
Medevac, Site 17.
You learn anything else from her?
Recently engaged, also pregnant. She seems to decompose when she's away from Simon, but when they reunite, it reverses it.
So, he's an SCP.
Perhaps we'll find out more at the Foundation.
What is this? Why'd you have to sedate her?
She isn't being harmed. We just find it easier to get straight answers when we're only talking to one person at a time.
Whatever. This is illegal. You're breaking our rights.
What are you doing to Marie?
What? Me? I'm not doing anything. In fact, I'm saving her. She'd be nothing without me.
What does that mean?
Marie's always been a little sick in the head, you know? She always thinks I'm gonna leave her or something. One minute she's in love, the next she hates me. She's lucky she has someone like me. Someone who understands her.
So you did this to her, to keep her close, to protect her.
Yeah, I mean, no. I didn't do anything. I just know what's best for her. Got it? I'm done here. Let me go.
Anesthetize SCP-4168 too, and wake up SCP-41681.
What? Don't you?
The shot rung out as a dart hit his neck.
Not again.
He slumped over.
What? Where am I?
Relax, Marie. You're in good hands.
Where's Simon? Is he okay?
He's fine. He's just behind you on the bed, sleeping.
Oh, okay.
Do you understand why we have to keep him near?
I think so. When we're apart, I begin to decompose.
That's right. Do you know how this happened?
I'm not sure. It started a few days ago, after we shot our last video. Simon wanted to surprise me.
Your engagement?
No, that was a few weeks before. It was a Valentine's gift. It was sort of odd.
And that's when all this started.
Wait, are you implying that Simon did this to me? He would never!
We didn't imply anything.
The ring. He gave me this ring.
Are you sure? Are you sure this is when it started?
Yes, it's the ring. But why? Why would he do this to me?
We'll need to speak with Simon again.
You guys, enough with the tranquilizer darts. You keep this up, and you and me are going to have a real problem.
You have a problem with him, you have a problem with me. Got it, tough guy?
Yeah, whatever.
Tell us about the ring.
The ring, forget the ring.
Why? 'Cause it's what's causing Marie to decompose when she's not around you?
You don't understand. None of you do. Only I do. She doesn't get that I did this for her. I inconvenienced myself for her because I love her. I love her that much. She needs to understand that true pain is being away from me. Then she'll appreciate all I've done for her.
He grabbed her and screamed at her unconscious body.
You get it, Marie? Huh? Do ya? I did this for you. For us. But she won't ever know this. All she needs to know is that she's with me now forever. So if either of you two get any ideas and try to tell her the truth again, maybe I'll just walk away, eh? Then there won't be any Marie.
Her eyes slowly opened, looking up at him.
There won't be any need to tell her, Simon. She isn't anesthetized.
He looked at Kloss with a confused look on his face. He slowly turned his head to see Marie staring into his eyes. SCP-4168 is a ring with a heart-shaped opal stone. SCP-4168's anomalous properties currently only manifest when worn by SCP-4168-1. SCP-4168-1 is a 23-year-old woman named Marie Ang. SCP-4168-2 is a 24-year-old man named Simon Langson. SCP-4168-1 experiences decomposition of the body, starting with the heart, if either SCP-4168-2 is not within 2 meters, or if SCP-4168 is not worn. If SCP-4168-1 is wearing SCP-4168 but is not within 2 meters of SCP-4168-2, it will still experience decomposition, and vice versa. The injuries caused by SCP-4168 can only be viewed on film or video by SCP-4168-1. For others to witness SCP-4168's effects, said individuals must be in the physical presence of SCP-4168-1. Upon being questioned, SCP-4168-2 has refused to reveal any information about the origins of SCP-4168, only briefly making statements that led researchers to conclude that it was aware of SCP-4168's anomalous properties prior to gifting it to SCP-4168-1. SCP-4168-1 and SCP-4168-2 are to be kept in a humanoid containment cell modified for the cohabitation of 2 individuals in Site-17. SCP-4168 is to remain in the care of SCP-4168-1, except for testing purposes. Update. As of 30th March 2019, due to SCP-4168-2's uncooperative nature pertaining to the containment protocols, SCP-4168-1 and SCP-4168-2 are to be handcuffed together except for testing periods. Update. As of 3rd of April 2019, due to SCP-4168-2's continued violent tendencies towards SCP-4168-1, it is to remain in a medically induced coma for the foreseeable future. SCP-4168-1 and SCP-4168-2 are still to remain handcuffed together at all times, in the case that SCP-4168-1 shows refusal of following containment protocols.
Gaslighting, ghosting, relationships can be confusing at the best of times. When something doesn't feel right, take a step back and listen to the concerns of those closest to you. It may not be all that it seems.
As always, have a care and remember to subscribe, like, and share, if you would. Until next time, farewell.